Hello everyone, Larcenies is here and welcome back to another character breakdown. So what defies a person? Is it the blade, is it the gun, or is it the person itself? In this case, you might say the blade. So what's this blade name's called? Is it Excalibur? Is it the Swords of a Thousand Truths? No, unfortunately this blade has no name, but the character wielding it does. Today we're going to be breaking down Kwang, and hopefully he's there to impress some of you people. So let's begin. So let's scroll over the Kwang and let's see what he's capable of doing. So he has Order and Corruption cards, which is pretty interesting. His base attack is at 6, which is pretty good. Ability power at 4, which is pretty decent. Durability at 7, which is really good. And mobility at 5. So looking at this, he can either be based as a damage dealer or a tank, but not really too focused on abilities. But I'm not sure if you guys are going to agree when you see this guy. So let's just see his skins. We have purple and silver go on, the classic default skin. We have the challenger skin, which adds a little bit blue and does a little bit more change to Kwang. Or if you want to pay some coins and feel truly different, you can get silver ghost Kwang, which looks really badass and makes him stand out a whole lot more than the other two. I personally like the skin, but you guys really just want to see the abilities. Keep in mind, everything he has something of heaven mixed into it, so we're just going to say the default name. So his first ability, Slice, does 40 physical damage. His second ability is called Light. Light does a little lightning that does 60 damage and gives him physical and energy armor. Even if the sword's not there, he still can use this ability. You'll understand what I mean in a few seconds. Judgment throws his sword in the air and does 40 damage. And if it hits an enemy, it tethers them for 2 seconds. The sword remains on the ground until you decide to use another ability. Gift is another passive that he just does that gives him lifesteal. Fury is his ultimate. It does a nice little AoE move that does 250 damage and slows down the enemy. And on top of that, wherever his sword goes, he goes. So what kind of cards do you put on Kwang? Well, for Kwang, I gave him a decent amount of health and physical damage with a little attack speed and a little bit of cooldown. This is the way you build him to do a damage dealer. I'm talking about I have a lot of cards that focus on damage and health. Mostly that's it. I only have really one card that focuses on attack speed because he honestly doesn't really need it because he attacks pretty fast personally to my knowledge. You could also build him however you want, honestly. There's really no wrong way to build Kwang. Keep in mind I can't do Gift of the Heavens because this is a passive and it just happens. This is lifesteal. This is your Slice ability that does 40 damage and a pretty decent range. It's the melee character, so keep that in mind. This is Judgment. This is a nice little AoE move. You do not use this on minions. You really do this when you fight enemies. So you throw the sword like you just don't care. And if you hit an enemy, it tethers them for a few seconds as you run away or you set up for combos. And whenever you're ready for your sword, just press attack or a different ability and it comes back to you. You can also use certain abilities away from your sword. This is Light of Heavens. I recommend maxing this out for the armor bonus that it gives you. On top of that, it does a really good damage overall. And this is your ultimate. Your AoE move. It doesn't look like much, right? There's a nice little AoE move, but it's very small. So what's the point of it? Let me show you guys. When you throw the sword, you can still use certain abilities. You can still use Light of Heaven even though the sword is not attached to you. You still get the bonus. You just can't do the damage. So just always keep that in mind. If that's not impressive enough, how about this? I am across the world. My sword is towards the harvester all the way towards the right. Now, if you use your ultimate, even though you don't have your sword, you can ultimately just teleport. Isn't that cool, right? But let's see what he's capable of. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of change I did. So enjoy the tunes. Kwang is a great character to use. He's so fun, and I really had a blast using him. You want to make sure you use his abilities properly. Judgment of the Heavens, you really don't want to use against minions, but only when you fight PvP. So when you fight against someone, that's when you use Judgment. If you miss Judgment, you don't get to tell their ability, so keep that in mind. Even though you don't have the sword equipped to you, you can still use Light of the Heavens, which I recommend maxing out first. It's one of the best abilities he has. It does a great amount of damage, and on top of that, it gives him some armor. For a few seconds only, but it's still enough. And he has life still, so he can always get health no matter what he's doing. So he's always capable of just restoring health back and forth. Now, one thing you did notice is that he doesn't have really a technical escape move. Fury of the Heavens is escape with ultimate. So you can use it to run away, or you can use it to set up certain combos. Now, it depends on how you use it. You can run away, which I recommend sometimes. You can teleport wherever you want. And as long as your sword is tilted somewhere, you can always end up behind the enemy. But keep in mind, it only goes where you go. So if your sword is somewhere close, you'll go there. If you're not that far away from your sword, you're not going to make much of a difference when you're getting flanked. I recommend cards that give you physical damage, attack speed, some health, and a little bit of cooldown. Because trust me guys, this guy is a beast. But as we sheathe this legendary sword away, that means the breakdown's over. I hope you guys enjoyed your see. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to see more breakdowns and let's plays that I do. Share with friends if you think they'll be interested in Kwang, because keep in mind, Paragon's free to play. And until then, I know me and Kwang will definitely see you next time.